Only a few rounds left to go here on day 2 of competition at World Championship 30. We're getting ready for round number 12. Could be sending someone else into our top 8 with this game here. Pham on Dimir Demons versus Márcio Carvalho on Golgari mid-range. Pham 9-2 currently, so playing for a spot in top 8. This is a win and in for Pham. Describes themselves as a casual player who plays for fun. Well, guess what, buddy? You're doing really well at the World Championship, and I hope you're having fun. Márcio Carvalho, on the other hand, 10 top finishes to his name, twice lost in the finals of a World Championship, hopes to get back to a top 8 today. All right, Monty, tell me about these decks.
All right, well, we are going to start by taking a look at Pham's build of Dimir Demons. Now, this is a little bit different from the Dimir Demons build that we saw the Team Handshake players bring. Specifically, this deck has gone for more of a combo finish using Unstoppable Slasher plus Bloodletter of Aclazos. You do also see the one copy of Rush of Dread to combo with that Bloodletter of Aclazos, just trying to get that, you know, one-shot kill, as it were. But the rest of the deck is pretty similar to the Dimir mid-range decks that we are seeing. Some disruption, some removal, duress, and then Unholy Annex just continues to prove its worth in these decks, just giving you that powerful draw engine that once you get a demon on the battlefield, really closes out the game. Now on the other side, Márcio Carvalho has gone with Golgari mid-range. Similar to Dimir mid-range, but once again trying to take advantage of the power of Glissa Sunslayer. This deck is quite good, and you do see, once again, card advantage is key, as we see that all-powerful curve of Unholy Annex into Archfiend of the Dross. This is definitely a mid-range mirror. It's just that has the combo kill on top of what's going on. So disruption going to be really important for Marcio.
All right, this is a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup here. Monty, what deck do you like?
Well, has already beat Golgari midrange once this weekend, so just based on that alone, I would want to give it to him, but, you know,
it's
Marcio.
Yeah, good point, Monty, good point. Round number 12, Alien Corey are in the booth with the call.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, Monty. Yeah, David versus Goliath.
Definitely.
But to me, these two decks, it kind of looks like a Halloween party, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The number of spooky things in both of these lists, it's going to be a little frightening indeed.
Definitely.
So, friends, we have a winning in here for Pham. He is at 9 wins, 1 more to go. If he is able to do that, his, I'm just playing this for fun, casual, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to alter at all, because it seems to be working for him so far.
Yeah, and Pham, you know, kind of told us in his survey that whenever he was taking the game a little too seriously, which is kind of what he did at his first Pro Tour at PT Chicago, it didn't go well for him. He went 1-5 in that Pro Tour and really attributed it to kind of taking Magic too seriously, and it felt like a chore to him. So for this World Championship, he took it very chill, really relaxed, and it seems to be very much working. Pham was the winner of the Regional Championship in Toronto. Yep.
Woo, Canada.
There you go.
Let's go, buddy.
These are the absolute stories that I just love so much from this system. Winning the regional championship, making it here, and now playing a win-in against one of the better players here in the world in the hands of Marcio. Like,
how's that for a story? I'm just going to play this at my LGS. Oh, oops, I qualified for a regional championship. Oh, oops, I won the championship. Oh, oops, I'm now playing against one of the best in the world for a spot in the top 8.
Exactly, yeah. If he makes the top 8 of the World Championship next year, he might have to be burdened a little bit with taking Magic a little more seriously, as he'll be qualified for a lot of events.
I do love the approach of, you know, just take it easy, enjoy the game. It's a game.
Honestly,
At
though,
the end of the day, it's a game.
I think that's great advice, to be honest, you know, because I have had multiple times in my much shorter, much less exciting career than, you know, Pham's already doing. And I would always do a lot better at the beginning of the year when the pressure's really low. And then when the pressure's coming late, like, oh, if you win this, you're qualified for the next 4 Pro Tours type thing, my results would always tank. So I think this is a very good approach to the game. You need to relax. You need to be, you know, kind of just playing your comfortable game of Magic. Take it too seriously. Sometimes you can be playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
You end up beating yourself.
Yeah, very true.
Get into your own head. And one piece of advice that I actually believe came from your brother.
Yep.
Brad Nelson is like, you know, what do you do after a bad beat? You know, just forget about it. Carry on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Each
exactly.
game is a new game, so we're going to see both players taking apart each other's hands here. Dreams of Steel and Oil and Duress here to just whittle down the resources a little bit. Both players taking note of what's in hand. How would you rate these two hands now that we've seen them both players?
You know, I would think Pham's probably got the better end of it here, as there's a lot of really good plays that he can play next turn. You know, I feel like the Unstoppable Slasher is a very troublesome card, but does have the Anoint of Affliction to be able to deal with it. Just really close. It's just shaping up to be a very good game. And with Pham beating Golgari already, like Monty was saying at the desk, the flip side is actually true as well. We saw Marcio beat the Dimir Demon deck. It was a little different, but in the last round that we were casting yesterday, he kind of did some good work against Adrian.
Rush of Dread's not a card we've seen very often this weekend, and it's kind of
Or
like
at all.
another way to get the combo going, because you can force the losing half the life with the Bloodletter on the board if the Unstoppable Slasher gets stuck.
Yeah.
That's what happens to it most of the time it hits the board.
And can be really nice up against a battlefield going wide, but yeah, overall, not the most exciting card by any means.
Mosswood Dread Knight on the board now. For Marcio, the Deep Cavern Bats go for the throat under lockdown. So both players just, getting ready for what looks to be a pretty grindy matchup.
Yep, absolutely. So can attack here, can play a land, and to be mana efficient, we might easily see this Unstoppable Slasher, but the Anoint with Affliction is face-up information. So Pham does know about that.
What do you think Marcio would value killing more, the Slasher or the Bat to get the other piece of removal back?
Got to be the Slasher. I mean, taking 11, when you're at 20 is just so brutal. Going down to 16, taking 8, it just hits for 10 here. You just have to deal with that card. And that is why Ha just decides to prioritize keeping it in hand until he can find another piece of removal to deal with that Anoint the Affliction. Because if you just deal with Unstoppable Slasher with a normal removal spell like Go for the Throat, that's fine. You'll get it back eventually, and these mid-range mirrors can go pretty long.
Yeah. Archfiend of the Dross hits the board now for Marcio. And we'll see Cut Down take care of Mosswood Dread Knight, followed up by Fairy Mastermind on Marcio's end step.
Yeah, really good turn there for Ha, being able to deal with the threat and get another threat down.
Yeah.
Kind of forcing Marcio into this turn. Next turn has to cast the adventure side of the Dread Knight.
Alrighty, Dread Return. Paying 4. So sacrificing half the creatures rounded up. That is, of course, going to be the only one on the board. So bye-bye Archfiend. And
Yeah.
for 3.
4 mana Terminate. Pretty good up against a gigantic 6/6 here. Whatever you got to do to get it dead.
What do we got there? Is there a Bronco in hand? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bronco, Annex, Anoint, and Tranquil Frillback in hand.
And this is the turn that Dread Knight, you have to cast Dread Whisper, otherwise it just goes to the graveyard. So that will definitely be something Marcio will be considering, and it'll just be if he values keeping that around and keeping the value engine going, or if he wants to do this. So killing the Mastermind leads me to believe he's going to put that Dread Knight on an adventure, just so Ha does not get an extra card out of it.
Lovely recursive threat there in the Dread Knight. Passes the turn back, just the Deep Cavern Bat. Unstoppable Slasher and another Deep Cavern Bat in hand here for Ha. Ooh, Unholy
Nice.
Annex Ritual Chamber. That's a lovely draw.
That's
Fifth
probably
land.
what we're going to be playing. Ha has a lot more life to play with here,
Yeah.
so a lot more resources. So we're going to start this value engine going here to be able to draw a card. And if Ha ever finds land 5,
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to go Bat into Slasher to be able to kind of clear the way a little bit. Or, of course, just play a demon. That's good, too.
Yeah, yeah.
And gone.
Oh, boo. Frillback ain't digging that Unholy Annex. Get that out of here. So, a little 3/3.
All right, but if we did find land 5, like you said you saw,
Yep.
and wow,
Oh, pfft.
another one. So now it'll be
Never mind, I got
interesting.
another one.
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of options. I think you either cast a demon off the Ritual Chamber, or you do this, Bat plus Slasher.
Yeah.
Or at least Bat, and then if you find that your Slasher is under a lot of duress, which it does look a little brutal here,
Yeah, go for the throat.
Then you could play Annex.
I mean, you just take over the throat here, right? Or
You usually take the removal spell when you play a bat. That makes the most sense.
yeah, especially if we're trying to clear the way for the slasher.
Yeah, I think I would take go for the throat and play Slasher would be my play here, but we'll see what Ha wants to do.
Just taking note of all the cards in Marcio's hand. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which is the one that's gonna go? Because, yeah, I mean, if you don't take that, then you just open up the other bat to getting dead, so yeah.
Exactly, and then you get that go for the throw back and
then
everything.
It's just everything goes spiraling downwards.
Yeah, it's a house of cards.
Yeah, literally. So in for another one, gaining some extra life. And then, what is the follow-up here? Has the Swamp. Excellent Swamp choice, by the way, huh?
Yep,
Unholy
my favorite.
Annex and Slasher. So is being patient with the Slasher. I kind of like that because it's kind of diminishing returns with the Slasher now. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I hit you. You're going to lose a little extra life. But at this rate, the bats are just going to get it done, and then there's a demon next turn.
Yeah, basically just saying that the Slasher is not good enough here to win. I still would have liked to play the Slasher there. I think it is close, of course, but looked like a good time to deploy it.
Yeah, ooh, an Order of Affliction. A removal spell in hand here for Marcio. No 5th land, though, so can't double spell, but does get Glissa Sunslayer down on the board, and that is a good answer for the Broom.
Yeah, Annoy with Affliction was an excellent draw here from Marcio. Being able to cleanly deal with the demon or the Slasher is going to be awesome. So now it would make a lot of sense for Ha to just be mana efficient and use all 5 mana to get the demon.
I agree with that because, yeah, if Glissa is going to come swinging in, I bet you Ha does not want to block with a bat. He doesn't know about the Annoy with Affliction in Marcio's hand, though, so the demon's not going to stick around, but will get him some extra life, will do some damage, and will get him a card before that disappears.
And Marcio can take the play now that it's not an unstoppable Slasher and you don't need the exile aspect where you can anoint a bat and then go for the throat the demon.
Sure.
That would use all your mana, which is a little brutal. Glissa can also connect and deal with the Unholy Annex.
Yeah, I do like that idea.
Yeah, that feels like what you're going to be doing. It's just, is Marcio going to try to kill some bats here? With picking up another go for the throat, you can easily just go for the throat the demon, attack, make your other decisions later if he so chooses. Could even play Bronco instead of trying to kill bats and try to race. But these life linkers are doing some damage.
They're doing damage, yeah, but he's not immediately dead to them, which I think is the cause for the pause here for Marcio. There are plenty of options, as you mentioned, and a couple extra flyers giving him some grief there alongside the bats. But yes, we're going to see go for the throat, take care of the demon, so get out of here, big guy, and in for 6. That's a big chunk of damage. And I've got to think that that Unholy Annex is going die-die.
Yep. Makes sense to me, just in case the worst case scenario of Ha being able to play a demon and get another drain out of it.
Yeah, so as it stands, Marcio has the more powerful board. He does have another removal spell for the bat, can get another removal spell for the other bat, and then another removal spell for whatever Ha has to deploy. So I'm thinking Marcio's looking pretty good to win this one.
Definitely looking good. It's just if he wants to prioritize another threat, could even be the Dread Knight. Yeah, just more creatures to try to close the game out here. Just not too threatened by the bats, thinking he can win the race, and he definitely can.
Yeah. What do we get here? Dark Slick Shores. That's a bit of a poopy draw here for Ha.
Yeah.
Fairy Mastermind, Swamp, Dark Slick Shores, and Unstoppable Slasher. They're good cards. They're not going to help him out here too much, though.
Yeah, so what Ha gets to do is put himself up to 14, Marcio down to 6, play the 2 threats. The Anoint's going to deal with the Slasher. Marcio's going to attack for 9. Put Ha down to 5, because this Fairy Mastermind is not going to do a good block. And then Marcio can use some of these other spells to just gain a good amount of advantage here. And it looks like at some point, these flyers are going to have to start doing some blocking.
Yeah.
And then it's just all over from that point.
So it's no lethal on the crackback here. There's no Restless Reef on the board, is there? Doesn't look like it for
Restless Cottage? Oh, the Reef. No,
the Reef.
Does not look like it.
Is it in his deck? I wonder. Let's find out.
There is the cottage, though, for Marcio, so if we were to be able to find land 5, that could pressure lethal for next turn.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have it in his deck. Okay. So he's got some big things to do here. Does have an emergency blocker with a Fairy Mastermind. Isn't dead with this attack just yet.
Yeah, normally you'd want to maybe point a removal spell at one of the bats, then use that removal spell for the slasher, but you really want to exile the slasher. Yeah. It also doesn't matter too much, the 2 stun counters.
I mean, yeah, I think the game's going to be over
exactly,
before he even wakes up, you know?
Yeah.
He's just having a nap.
A good old nap.
It's hard slashing, you know?
Yeah, it's a full day's work.
Sure is. Oh, boy. All right, so here comes the attack for 9. Glissa is a rough one to block. First strike, Death Touch is going to block the creature that gives Marcio more value.
Strange. Yeah, you could block the frill back if you wanted there, and it would kind of be the same.
Archfiend in hand, Anoint, Caustic Bronco, Unholy Annex. So plenty of gas in hand. There's land 5.
Ooh, and a big misstep there. It was communicated. Glissa dealt first strike damage and then went to draw a card. Nice. Ha wanted to play the Fairy Mastermind in response to get a card. And Marcio kind of shrugged me like, you missed that.
Okay.
So a bit of a misstep there from Ha.
So Mosswood Dread Knight is available to Marcio. Where do you go from here? Do you just get another Archfiend down to make sure this game is one and done, or...?
Yeah, you don't have to cast a removal spell now. So that's very tempting. I think it's either Anoint the bat and then go for the throat the other bat, or this Fairy Mastermind that Marcio has to know about now. The way Ha just expressed that, Marcio is a pro. You know, it's been around the block for a while. He knows now that one of your 2 cards is Fairy Mastermind. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Alrighty. So it is going to be the big old beater. And there's the Fairy Mastermind during the fray. And I like that because, you know, if Marcio were to go for the line you described where he's just killing bats and getting removal spells, like, that's not the proactive play. That's the, oh crap, help, I'm in danger. No, he's very much in the driver's seat at this point.
Okay. All right. Archfiend is a very interesting draw. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ha really needs Archfiend plus removal spell. Of course, doesn't have the ability to do so. But we'll see what he can put together here, because you can attack with these 3 creatures, get 2 damage through. That's probably not enough. So it looks like Ha just has to say go, which is not great.
Because also there's the other line of text on the Archfiend, which hasn't been really showcased that much. Whenever a creature your opponent controls dies, you lose 2 life.
Exactly. So now we're at this point of the game where Ha is no longer able to attack, and Marcio's battlefield is just much stronger, much more powerful. He still has cards. Ha is out of cards.
I can just start clearing the way, and it's lethal, right? Boom, boom, dead.
I would think so. This game seems to be over.
So I get that back, and then I kill that one, and I get that back. And then I kill that one, and then I attack you, and then you die.
The house of cards here. It's all coming tumbling down here.
And one more for good measure. Why not? Yeah, no, that's
each one's followed by 2 life as well.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yep. That's how you kill a board there, friend.
Yep, absolutely. Damn. A couple small missteps there from Ha at the end of the game, so we'll see if he can you know, get it back here, get ready for this final game. As not only is this a win and in for top 8 for Ha, he has a lot of win and ins.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
you know,
sure does.
Ha's still in a great position.
Is this a Malta 5? No.
Yeah, it looks like it. Not in a great situation this game, though, I will say.
Jeez, I think, Marcio's just going to put foot here and go. But you also mentioned like a couple missteps, but that also just comes down to experience. I mean, how many years has Marcio been playing as opposed to how many years Ha has been playing? So you're going to see that.
I think if we read Marcio's bio, it wouldn't say I prefer to be playing casual Magic. That's for sure.
No.
Marcio is definitely one of the most competitive players and has been around the Pro Tour for years.
Marcio wants to be world champion.
For sure. For more than anything. You know, I mean, he's gotten so close so many times that, you know, this is the tournament that he tests a little bit hard for.
He's gunning for it.
He thinks about a little bit more while he's at the table. Marcio's just been dialed in every
Yeah.
time we've seen him on coverage.
Got 2 unholy annex. What's the plural? Annexes.
Yeah, there you go.
Annexes. I don't know. Chat can tell me. So both players keeping up with the card draw and hitting themselves in the face
Yep.
until one of them gets a demon down. Shieldred, not a demon, so
I will say this was the absolute best draw for Ha after that duress. Finding the, you know, kind of Phyrexian Arena style card, something to gain you a bunch of value over time. But this is kind of where this Golgari deck really shines.
Ooh, okay.
Is Marcio has a lot of ways to deal with enchantments, and Ha does not have any. That being said, Marcio is missing green without this tapped Restless Cottage.
Yeah. Liliana hits the board. It's going to start making a mess with discards and sacrifices and all the other lovely things that she does. So there is the Restless Cottage you mentioned, Caustic Bronco, Anoint, Archfiend, and Tear Sunder in hand. And here comes Fairy Mastermind for Pham.
Yep, and with the draw off Annex, the Fairy Mastermind gets that free draw, so good exchange here from Ha.
There you go. Didn't miss it that time.
Yep.
Good job.
And now has some
Double
Shieldreds to go.
Shieldreds.
Like, this
Yowza.
is
Ooh.
looking pretty solid here.
Ooh, Bloodletter. Haven't seen you in a hot minute, friend.
Yeah, it was kind of the new hotness and even something that's been doing extremely great in Pioneer.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of combo, but not really the type of magic that these standard Dimir players have been trying to do was playing Bloodletter and Slasher, but it is quite the combo.
I mean, the Japanese RC, the finals was
Yep.
a Dimir, or no, it was Mono Black.
I think it was
Demons.
Mono Black. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely pretty popular in Pioneer. Now we're going to see Shieldred hit the board, so extra cards means extra life, and extra cards for Marcio means double damage.
Yep.
Untap.
I'm
Need to kill Shieldred.
wondering if he declared the gaining of life from Shieldred as well.
Sunder would get rid of her before the damage is dealt.
So has the ability to go for the throat, the Shieldred to deal with that, and then Liliana can deal with the other creature on surface value to just be able to deal with it straight away. But that's kind of putting Marcio on the back foot here, where, you know, with this mull to 5, it didn't look like that was going to be possible at all.
Yeah.
This game is definitely still a game.
He's drawn already, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so now considering what he wants to do here, up against 2 threats on the board, Liliana taking 2 there from the Fairy. I'm going to get Shelly off the board here, Marcio.
Yeah, I think the big choice is, does Marcio want to keep Liliana around, or does he want to negative it? If he wants to keep it around, he would have to use all 4 mana, both removal spells. But this seems a little bit better, and Marcio just takes everything from Ha.
That's just like cleansing Nova.
Yep.
Or whatever other thing gets rid of all permanence. That was painful for Ha.
Farewell, permanent.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one I was thinking of.
I got you.
Thank you, friend. Land plenty here. I'm going to surveil another land into the bin. And Shieldred, the Apocalypse. Once again. How are there 2 Apocalypses? Come on.
Well, not for long.
Not for long. She's dead.
Before the draw step, go for the throat here is excellent. Now, if we drew an untapped land, we can duress plus Bronco. Marcio has a really nice line. It looks like a tap land.
Yeah.
I was going to say he had a really great line of being able to go duress Bronco, and then next turn, put a demon into play, saddle it up, attack.
So just Anoint, the only valid option here. Knows about the Bloodletter and the land. So has to be feeling pretty good about that.
Yep.
Knows that whatever he wants to deploy next turn is probably safe.
Yeah, Marcio's got to be feeling excellent now. The dust is kind of settled. All the big threats are gone. All of Ha's permanents are gone. And he has the Anoint, the Affliction ready to go. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
does need to find an answer for this Bloodletter, as Anoint does not hit the 4-drop.
Anoint would hit the bat, though. Cracky. I mean, you got to take that, right? With the bat?
More than likely, yeah. You're definitely not taking duress. You don't really care about the creatures too much. And yeah, untap land plus the Bloodletter here. This is still big game.
So perfect information now from both players. Duress, Bronco, Archfiend. Duress is a dead card in hand at the moment. What did we find there? Another land?
So now Marcio can either 6/6 Demon here or could have played out the Bronco and Archfiend. Either way, getting a Demon into play that's big enough to block all of Ha's creatures while gaining some life is great. So Ha basically needs a removal spell right now.
Was it a removal spell?
I think that was an Unholy Onyx.
Unholy Onyx. Okay, so we
Pretty
could
good.
see, we could see another demon here as well. Otherwise, the Bloodletter is it's not a demon, it's a bat, right? Bat vampire.
It's a Demon. Yep.
It's a demon. Okay, good. So then he'll be able to start the gain and drain there. Vampire demon.
Did decide to Unholy Annex to get the draining going instead.
That's okay. Yeah, we could have a removal spell off the top of the library here at the end step. So whoop, let's see. Nope. That
And
looked like an island.
now it is the combo. You know, Marcio, instead of losing 2, does lose 4. Thanks to the Bloodletter of Alkalot's combination with that. What a draw. That was an incredible draw from Ha.
That's what you want to be seeing. That's a very powerful mythic.
Yeah.
Good grief.
So now this Annex battle, Marcio's gaining 2, but losing 4 on the other side. So this is not a sustainable thing for Marcio. So he does have to find a way to get rid of that Bloodletter to be able to really take over again.
Why is he losing 4?
Bloodletter, whenever opponent would lose life, they lose double. So
During your turn, though, right?
yeah, but when you draw a card from the Annex.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have a demon out, which, he doesn't have a demon out yet, does he? Yeah, it's a 6/6, so he won't be losing life.
Yeah.
If you have a demon, you gain the life, and then your opponent loses the life.
Yeah, Marcio would be gaining 2 on his turn, but then on Ha's turn, Marcio takes 4 from the interaction with Bloodletter.
Right. There
Yeah,
you go. Gotcha.
yeah.
Sorry. Catching up there. Anoint with Affliction, Underground Mortuary, Glissa Sunslayer, Lanor Wastes, Duress, Caustic Bronco. Good grief. How do you draw so many cards?
Yeah, no kidding. This Golgari deck does just have all these creatures that just say draw a card attached to them. Marcio's deck just really never runs out of steam, but he does need to find specific answers to this powerful demon. And
Can you imagine if he top decks the
go for the throat or something
Rush
here
of
would be
Dread?
great.
What if he Rushes of Dread? Isn't that just GG?
Yeah, that would be good.
No, it's Duress. I wanted to see something cool. Curse you, library.
So he can still duress to get rid of that Annoyed and then put a 6/6 demon into play.
Jeez. What's that? Does it shoot the sheriff? Oh, no, that's Anoint with Affliction.
Yep.
Duress, Bronco.
So yeah, otherwise Marcio's hand is not very good.
I mean, if you get rid of Anoint, then at least the 6/6 survives.
Yeah, that's I think what you're 100% going to do. You're not going to take duress. 6/6 demon comes into play. Ha can attack here essentially for 4.
Yeah.
The Annex deals 4 more to Marcio, so Marcio would be at 2. Marcio is going to sack the food to go to 5.
This is close, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Ha's going to go up to 9.
And this is only game 2.
Yeah.
We could see a game 3 here between these players, and that would be awesome. Wow.
And this was Ha's mulligan to 5, where it didn't
Yeah.
look like he was going to be in this game at all.
Unbelievable stuff. So certainly keeping up with Márcio Carvalho.
Yeah.
One of the greatest players.
I would have liked to see Ha play the land there, since it's not a untapped land. And another land off the top for Marcio. Marcio had it set up pretty nicely where he could have anointed the demon, untapped, animated the Restless Cottage, and won the game here. He really did craft this beautifully, but that duress off the top really made this play not as good, and now he has to go back to the drawing board.
Good grief. Can he animate the cottage and eat the food? He could, right? Yeah, he's got enough.
Yes. Yep, that is definitely an option.
Because Glissa and Bronco don't do all that much against flyers.
No, yeah, you really don't want to be playing those. But the problem is if you just attack with just the cottage, it's just going to get eaten by the demon.
Yeah. It's just literally trying to get some food and exiling things,
Yeah.
which isn't really relevant in this matchup.
So Marcio might just be priced in to just play the 2 creatures, leave the demon back on blocking duty.
Or do we try and get lucky with the top of the deck.
Yeah, maybe leave 2 mana
Unholy
open
Annex.
to just find something, because even just leaving the demon back might not be enough.
Yeah.
Because the demon would block the other demon, take 4, Marcio would go down to 1, and then, yeah, the Annex. Marcio would go down to 1, he's going to gain 2 at end step up to 3, and the Annex would put him to -1. So I think Ha has this if Marcio doesn't draw something off the Annex.
Yeah. All right, big draw step here. Let's see.
It needs to be some good. I think it's a land.
And
I think if Ha goes for this,
he's got it.
but the thing is, it's not an easy attack, because if Marcio does have any removal spell,
Yeah.
and Ha attacks with both, you could kill the 6/6 demon and just eat the bloodletter.
Yeah.
But with Ha drawing another bad card, I think he's priced into trying.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think you got to go for it, because if he just sits and waits, like, he's going to be dead.
Yeah. Because, yeah, otherwise the demon could eat the bloodletter. Then you still take a ton of damage. There's no blocks
Yeah,
to
no.
get him out of this. So if Ha goes for it, we're going to advance to game 3 after his
Yeah.
mulligan to 5.
Jeez, like, unbelievable stuff. All right, Ha. Let's see if he senses it. I'm sending him Canadian energy.
There you go.
All right,
Here it comes.
big swing. Both. Block. Take 4. End step. Die. Yeah, yeah.
4 damage down
Yeah.
to 3. He can play the slasher, play a land, and then go to end step.
Yeah. Oh, man, he must be sweating so hard right now. Good grief. That was
Wow.
an incredible game. And that was only game 2.
Incredible.
We get a game 3, Corey.
Yes, Ha played that really well.
did.
He realized that, you know,
Unbelievable.
if Marcio got more time, he was going to come back from that game, and just said, if you got it, you win the game on the spot, but
Yeah.
if not, I win the game on the spot. Well played game from Ha.
Excellent stuff. Duress, taking a look in hand here. That's a lot of lands he's got. But there is that Rush of Dread
Yep.
that I mentioned. Maybe we'll see it this time. Who knows? Probably not. But Fairy Mastermind as well to get things going there.
Could easily see Duress for Duress here. The one problem with Ha's hand is there's 2 tap lands, so he doesn't really want to cast Duress on turn 1 anyways, as his turn 2 play would not allow to just play a bat.
Yeah.
So unless Ha top decks a untapped land, we're probably just going to see a Sewer Pass.
Yeah. Sewer Pass.
Ha is very good at drawing Unholy Annexes after Duress.
Good.
Very nice from Ha. I mean, that's huge. It's the best card in the matchup for sure.
Yeah. Marcio's hand is Go for the Throat, Archfiend of the Dross, Glissa, Sunslayer, and Fountain Port.
Yeah, I think Marcio might have mulliganed this game as well.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, and Marcio having a tap land there is not great. So normally you just always take the Go for the Throat, but you kind of want to take this exactly. You want to take the Glissa here so that that can't be played next turn.
Yeah.
So Ha has the ability to play Unholy Annex when Marcio has to take the turn
Yeah.
off to go for the Throat it.
Ah, that's so smart. You're basically just setting Marcio back a turn.
Exactly.
I love this jockeying for position. It's so
Yep.
fun. Mid-range matchups are so cool.
Oh, man. Competitive mid-range magic here is just
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Goodbye, little birdie. Glissa comes back, but that's okay because we get to land an Annex.
Incoming shrug here from Marcio as he duress to try to take this Unholy Annex out. Yeah. I mean, it's just so brutal here. Now Marcio is a couple of turns away from playing Glissa. Hopefully it lives and then attack to destroy it. A lot has to go right here for Marcio to be gaining an advantage here, while Ha is just drawing a bunch of turns. That being said,
Okay.
Ha doesn't have a removal spell right now.
Yeah. So it's just going to duress again and get rid of the Anoint.
Pretty bad news here from Ha because he has another
Yeah.
duress. He doesn't get to take anything with that. And, you know, Shieldred just gets eaten by Glissa. He might just flash in a Fairy Mastermind to block, to just chump block.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would. Like, this is it's just so much value over time. And if he gets to 5 mana, then he gets the demon. So
Yeah.
I think he left a land on top there, too. Gloom Lake Verge. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sniffing the block here from.
Yeah, I don't
our,
love keeping a land there because the demon's not very good for you. You really want to find a removal spell. You want to find a go for the throat. You want to find something to deal with Glissa instead of just chump blocking here.
True.
See, he would have drawn Anoint there.
Yeah, he would have.
If he just would have been the Verge, he would have been able to Anoint Glissa instead of chump block it here.
Yeah, I think he realized
Yep.
that. Oh man.
That would have been devastating for Marcio.
Yeah, that would have.
Where now you're in a rough spot. You can Anoint now, but then you can't cast anything else besides a Duress, but we know it's a Bronco, so.
Yeah. Good grief. Okay, and that's a lot of power on Marcio's board now. The 6/6 Demon, the 3/4 Glissa.
Yeah, and we could animate this creature land as well if Marcio wants to get super aggressive here.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, why not? If not, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or play the Bronco, but then you have 3 mana just left on the table. To be mana efficient, getting this cottage in here is definitely better, but that's the big decision Marcio has here. As it stands, it looks better to animate the creature land. But if Ha were to have 2 pieces of spot removal, 2 Anoints for instance, it would be devastating to animate that creature land.
That would be absolutely backbreaking, but I love Marcio's play
Good
here.
play.
He's just going to go for it. You know, Ha is down to 12. That Annex is going to keep hitting him. You might not even see Marcio blow that up.
Well, it's gonna have to die here. And he's going to take 10 down to 2, so that means he has to play a demon to just not die.
Yeah.
And even if he plays a demon, he goes up to 4, where the Restless Cottage paired with the
demon,
the Archfiend is enough no matter what. Yep, Marcio's got this.
Pham, a excellent effort here against Márcio Carvalho. Won't be making the top 8 here unless something goes drastically wrong.
Yeah, if he can top deck a 1-mana removal spell, then sure. He has 2 Into the Floodmaws in his sideboard. I don't think those are for this matchup, though, so I doubt they're coming in. But Drew, go for the throat. Honestly, I think Ha probably would have won this game if he would have surveilled that land and draw Anoint.
Unbelievable stuff. There's the handshake. Marcio progresses his wins to 9, so needs 1 more to crack into another top 8. Pham still has plenty more chances there. So that was a great matchup between those 2 players.
That was excellent. You know,
I love that.
Still 2 matches left to play, so both these players will have 2 win-and-ins for top 8. So still both doing quite well.
Friends, we do have plenty more action for you. We're going to find out where we're going very shortly. Let's go and check out Simon Nielsen, shall we?
Let's do it.
Tonole, that's coming up very soon. welcome back to coverage of World Championship 30 here in Las Vegas, where almost anything is possible, including guests driving tiny cars up and down the aisles. When do we get to go in that?
Wait, did she steal my ride?
I think that might be yours.
I
honestly.
drove
Where did
that
you
into
park
the
it?
convention.
Honestly. Oopsies. That's some outside interference there. I think we'll have to call a judge.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
possible
Anything can
interference.
happen at Vegas, it would seem.
It can indeed, friends, and we've seen some excellent magic so far today. We are in the standard portion. It is constructed all the way through until
Yep.
someone hoists that very, very big trophy, and we call them champion. Two people that we could be calling champion this weekend. Tonole, Nielsen. Which of these two players is going to be wrapping up a top 8? Quinn Tonole is playing good old Mono Red, is playing for a win and in here up against Simon Nielsen, reigning player of the year. Could be 2-time player of the year, but needs to keep winning. He is playing Dimir Demons. Quinn is playing good old Mono Red, which we haven't really seen roll this weekend.
No, haven't seen it all, and in fact, Quinn is the only player playing Mono Red, but has been dominating with it. So far, undefeated with the really powerful strategy that has since been a little bit forgotten about. And yeah, like you were saying for Simon, you know, we have 3 rounds left.
Yeah.
Simon has to win 2 of them to have a chance to still be player of the year. Otherwise, going back to back, which, you know, I think everyone wants to see, especially Simon,
Oh, yeah.
would be over.
Good grief. What a scrum for for a player of the year at the moment.
Yeah.
Seth, Simon, Ely, all of them just like in there trying to, and Heavier,
Yeah.
trying to stake their claim there. Hired Claw. Pretty sure this is the only deck playing this little guy,
Probably.
but he's cute.
Very cute. Yeah,
I do
you
like
needed
it
a
when he
little,
attacks.
cute Bloomborough stuff to mix out all
course.
this horror, Duskmore and stuff.
Just a little palate cleanser, you know?
Yep.
A treat. Hired Claw, the first thing down on the board. You attack with a lizard, you're going to deal some damage.
And I played against Quinn a couple times here over on the SCG circuit. A great player, really, really knows what's going on, and almost always plays these hyper-aggressive strategies across a lot of formats. So you kind of have these players that are specialists
Yeah.
in certain archetypes, certain type of decks, and this is definitely one of them from Quinn.
Certainly going well for him. I'm going to take a look here and see what his 2 losses were.
Yeah, and 3 creatures here, really ideal here. Being able to go 1-drop into double 1-drop for the mono red deck is excellent. And Quinn has the big advantage of testing against other people that are not prepared for your mono red deck, where he can be prepared for other decks.
He's undefeated.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Only losing in the limited rounds, so 2-1 a pair for those 2 days. So he is going to be having the best time ever. Just absolutely smorking face here.
Yeah, and 4-2 in limited, still great, you know, but yeah, the perfect 5-0 in mono red. We look at our statistics of how decks have done, and most of the time you're like, oh, we'll look at the stats of decks that are played, you know, by a lot of players.
People, yeah.
So Azorius Oculus was the highest one, played by a good chunk of players.
Yeah.
But at the top was mono red because it was only played by Quinn, and he has not lost.
Oh, brilliant stuff. So a quick judge call here as Shoot the Sheriff, I believe, is on the stack.
Shoot the Sheriff did kill the Nemesis.
All right.
Looks like they're figuring out life totals, maybe.
Okie dokie.
Players just figuring out exactly what's going on.
Yep.
Maybe missed a ping
Yeah, perhaps.
from the Hired Claw.
Some Doomsday Excruciator in hand there for Simon.
Yeah, and this is a very different
And
Dimir
Jace.
Demons deck than we saw previously in our last round from Ha.
Yeah, this is the wombo combo finish. You know, Jace into the Doomsday Excruciator. Oops, I win, essentially.
And I will say that is a cool combo and it's great and everything, but up against Mono Red, Quinn is like, yep, you got it.
Yep.
Play Jace, the perfected mind, all day,
Please
buddy.
do, yeah, because he's not protecting your life total there, friend.
Exactly.
So Simon now down to 12, has a 6/6 blocker in the way, and that's not something you want to be calling in an Archery into the draw, so you want this guy attacking.
Yep. So now we'll see what Quinn has as a follow-up to be able to push through that.
Shenanigans.
Now there is Witchstalker Frenzy as well in the deck, so I mean the absolute best thing we could be doing is finishing off this Archfiend here, but Looks like we do not have it.
Screaming Nemesis gets some damage in there. Down to 6 goes Simon, and I think it's going to be a very quick game 1 here for Quinn.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what, Quinn is in the market of quick games, either, you know, losing quick or, in his case,
Winning.
so far, winning very quickly.
Goodness me. Hi, Jace.
Resolves, says Quinn.
Sure does.
All good. But it does look like Quinn might only have 1 card, so that does neutralize the Nemesis. And now there's just 2 attackers here. Nemesis still getting in there.
Hey, there's the Witch Doctor Frenzy, so that is going to be that for game number 1. Let's go to game number 2.
That's what we call a combination here.
Yeah, and it's going to be the combo deck.
Yeah, really nice stuff there.
So what does Simon have in the sideboard for something this aggressive? And not really a known, well, I suppose it's a known quantity, but not an expected quantity this week.
Yeah, basically just everything Simon wants to bring in is something that says kill a creature, anoint with affliction, there's a deadly cover-up, Gix command, which is probably going to be his best card, but that's only a 1 of.
Hey, Corey,
2
I'm going to time him.
cut-downs.
Let's see how quickly he can kill him.
Yeah, yeah, right.
All right, hot fire, here we go.
And of course, that last game was finished off with Screaming Nemesis' ability. Whenever it gets dealt damage, you get to deal that much damage. Kind of a Boros Reckoner style of effect.
Right.
Anybody who remembers that classic card.
Hard fire hero swinging in here. Just 1 point of damage for now. For now. Hard claw and another hard fire hero. Oh my goodness! It's just attack of the 1-drops here.
This is the dream for Quinn, and don't get me wrong, he has a ton of 1-drops. There are just 12 straight away.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what you want. Just
Oh my.
3 creatures.
Oh, and then the Demons deck just hitting themselves, and then they play the Bronco too. I think Simon's playing the Bronco in this list.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Good grief. Okay, cool. More hasty critters. Let's go. Oh wait. This is too great.
This is an absolute beating. It does not look like Simon is going to be taking down this one. This might be our second player here into the top 8
Oh my
with
goodness. Quinn Tonole on mono red, just obliterating Simon Nielsen. This is not word. These aren't words I thought I would utter this weekend. I thought
No.
Simon was just cruising. Oh! What do you do? Okay, he's like, okay, I'm going out on my own terms here, but geez, that was a thrashing of note.
Really close match there.
Really close.
Really well played by both players. You know, a lot of back and forth, you know. Simon had to really decide, do I want to concede and shake hand with my right hand or my left? That was probably the biggest decision Simon had there. Wow, that deck looked awesome from Quinn.
To be fair, Quinn did give Simon a lengthy break until the next round.
Yeah.
Silver lining.
Get his head in the game. Now Simon, with 2 rounds left after this, does have to win the last 2 to be in the conversation for Player of the Year, so that was huge.
Our next matchup, friends, 2 of the greatest players of all time, Budde, the German juggernaut, up against Shota, Yasooka, Demir, mid-range, Azorius, Oculus, both players at 8 and 3, so still very much in the running for top 8. How great would it be to see both of these players in the top 8?
Agreed. I don't know. I don't want to pick who I want to win. I love both of these players so much.
Me too.
And they're in the same kind of spot as Simon here that we just saw. There is 3 rounds left, so these players both need to win 2 of them. So the loser of this, no matter what, will still have a chance to be playing on the Sunday stage. Yeah. But you'd like to not have to force yourself to win the last 2.
I'm taking us archive, getting things started there for Shota. Land number 2, and founding the 3rd path. Kai taking a look there at this card, making its way into competitive standard.
Yep.
Only recently, i.e. like 3 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. And how crazy is this? This is our 3rd Demir mid-range of the match, and it's the 3rd different list.
I know, right? Turns out blue-black's kind of good at the moment.
Exactly. Kai is playing the version with Unstoppable Slasher, but not playing Bloodletter. Yeah. It's Unstoppable Slasher and then just Enduring Curiosity as the 4-drop of choice to just gain enough card advantage to win the game instead of the, I would say, more cute thing of trying to combine Unstoppable Slasher with Bloodletter.
I don't think they would take too kindly to being called cute.
Okay, okay.
Just saying. They are demons and stuff.
Sure.
Also playing Kaito, which is really cool, so.
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet new Planeswalker from the latest set. So we're at chapter 2 for Shota, milling some cards. And a Jin, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 power?
Yep, looks like it. Now, we saw Shota play against Seth here not too long ago, and I think that matchup is a little bit better for Shota than it is against Kai. Kai just has a lot more interaction, has a lot more early interaction, duresses to be able to pick apart the hand, and then just a lot of 2-mana spot removal. Plus, Kai can act on Shota's end step instead of Seth, where he got put in that squeeze where he didn't get to use his mana as efficiently because Shota didn't play a creature. Kai just says, you're not going to play a creature, I'll play a flash threat like Enduring Curiosity. So I would think this is going to favor the German Juggernaut for sure.
Things are looking good so far. Has a threat on the board, was able to phantomly interfere with that haughty Jin hitting the board. Chapter 3 of Founding the Third Path is fired off. And going to be able to recast a spell. And copy it.
Let's see what he has as far as a follow-up. This is just the moment of truth here resolving.
Now the Meticulous Archive.
And no play. Let's see if the Curiosity's there. Boom.
Oh,
That's
okay.
huge.
Shota's in trouble now. And we're going to see Ifar's Dispersal taking care of one of these creatures, so no cards should be drawn here. But what does Kai have in response? Does he have a counterspell for it?
Yeah.
Does indeed. 3 steps ahead. 2 extra cards in hand.
So now Kai basically never has to play another proactive threat if he doesn't want to. He can
just hang out.
Exactly. Hold back and go from there.
Yeah, we're going to get the... nice. We're going to get a map token. We're exploring. The Spyglass Siren is now 2 power, courtesy of that Explorer. And I think we're going to get a game 2 pretty swiftly here, Corey.
Yeah, and this is the turn where we can play one of these 3-drops. It looks like Shota is just threat flooded here. So there's a Hwati Jin plus the removal spell.
Yeah.
The Soul Partition, so has that available, but...
With the discount, thanks, Jin.
If Kai has any follow-up here, this is pretty much like lights out for Shota.
Yeah. Oh, looks like it. Another
That'll do.
Affliction, Soul Partition while it's cheap. It's
strong.
4 power coming through.
Yeah, pretty strong, unless Kai has a counterspell, which he does. Take 8. Now just 3 lethal threats, plus Kai just cast Ancestral Recall for free.
Oh, man. Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yes, he sure does. It's always a delight to watch Kai play Magic.
Absolutely. Top 8, top 8, top 8. Won't make it this round. Next round, though, if he wins this matchup here with Shota, and the next round. Oopsies. No information. I don't think it's going to matter, though, as Kai does have 3 lethal attackers, as you mentioned. Shota needs some form of interaction to prevent Kai just winning here on the spot.
Yep. And you notice that Fairy Mastermind has a signature on it. That was from Utah.
Hey.
Utah shared on Twitter. He's like, what an honor to have Kai sign my cards, and you just got to love it.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so pretty swift game 1 there. Shota just not finding the answers he needed or the threats he needed at the right times. And Kai putting his foot on the gas. Both players opening hand of 7 cards. Love to see it. Let's play some Magic.
Yep, absolutely. So this is the game. Of course, Shota really has to win and should be slightly favored unless this matchup is just a train wreck.
Yeah.
As being on the play, looks like he has the powerful enchantment of Founding the Third Path. And is able to put the reanimation spell in the graveyard for the chapter 3 of it. But the duress to be able to eat it is going to be huge here.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, his hand is not great
That's
afterwards.
not good at all. Those are 4 lands in hand?
Yeah.
Yowza. Oh, yeah, that third path is going bye-bye, and then Kai just gets to play around the gate.
Yeah, this was a bit of a loose keep. As, you know, having the lands is important, but that's just how powerful Founding the Third Path is. And this is a card that was, you know, not stock in any lists. And Shota just kept a 5-land, 2-spell hand on the power of that alone. That just shows how good it is.
So now it's just going to be draw, go, play their lands, and wait until Kai finds the perfect opportunity to strike here.
Yeah.
Moment of truth. Okay, that's a pretty good pick up there for Shota.
Looks like Kai doesn't have the type of hand that can punish him. Fairy Mastermind would have been huge.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. But another duress. Going to take a look. Negate says, no thank you. Is there a second duress to follow up? Not this time around.
So no land drop from Kai. That means he just has all spells in hand. And Shota did find something to do. Plus, there's a helping hand.
Alrighty. No, says Kai Budde.
2 helping hands in hand for Shota. So look at that kind of aggressive negate dealing with the moment of truth. But oh, this is the slasher about to deal 11 to Shota.
Forest dispersal. Oh, no. Oh, man, that is a terrible hand for Shota.
Oh,
and
boy.
this is a lot of damage now coming through with the slasher. Owie.
3 mana, attack for 11, no big deal.
NBD, friends, don't worry. Oh, man, I'm not drawing any gas at all. Like, what is he going to do here? Fairy Mastermind on the end step. Oh, what was that in hand?
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure it's going to matter.
I don't think so, yeah. This is so much damage coming through now.
Here's the creature
Oh,
land
and the
coming
reef.
in.
Gonna mill.
That's just lethal. So Shota has to have something, or this is just over. There is the soul partition, so is able to deal with one of these threats, but that is non-land as well. So a really smart attack by Kai, forcing the hand here.
Jeez.
And here comes 7 damage. And we know Shota only has a helping hand, so this might be the German juggernaut, one step closer to a top 8 appearance here at the World Championship.
That would be amazing. And that is going to do it. 2-0 against Shota Yasooka. What an incredible matchup between these 2 players. One step closer to another top 8.
Yeah.
I love saying those words because
Same.
I'm so excited.
There's nothing better than watching Kai play Magic. I just absolutely love it. And him having 2 pretty much win-and-ins to be able to do it again with this really cool, innovative take here on Dimir midrange just makes me really excited. That is really awesome to watch.
Oh, man. Friends, please do not go anywhere. The next few rounds are going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to see how pretty our hair and makeup Christy guy has made our lovely, lovely desk.